So one of my passions about this industry, I love the problem, right? I love the industry just being really stale, that you can make it interesting. So we have this industry that was born out of compliance. Usually accounting started with audits and tax work and it was regulated. Someone's telling you got to buy the thing, you only can buy it from certain people. And I don't think that CS ever really got a seat at the table because they didn't have to. With technology, you started to be able to do more outside of the regulation fence, right? Like outsourcing finance and accounting is now this really interesting industry opportunity that's being pursued by a lot of the same folks that learned only how to operate in a regulated space. And a lot of the competitors and companies in this space, I watched them struggle because they have only experienced one thing. They've never experienced what it's like to have to provide real CS. And just doing the bookkeeping and just doing the accounting and tax work is table stakes. And that's not actually CS. That's not actually listening to your customer and asking them what they care about, what's their pain. Their pain is not bookkeeping. Their pain really probably roots in something else. I think if you went out and you polled customers and asked them what they cared about and what they wanted, they have a lot of pain points and they probably would prefer to get information not in the format of a balance sheet and a P&L. They probably would prefer to get it in the way that you get it in digits because it's a little bit more approachable. But accountants are kind of like, no, you got to do it this way because that's like the way the book says you got to do it. And they don't
Yeah.
really take the feedback from the customer the same way. So when you
Really
hear that
resonate.
as a customer focused guy, what comes to your mind? What does that make you think about?
Well, it makes me think that if you're going to differentiate on the experience, you really need to be listening to those customers and optimizing that experience around every single touch point. Yes, are the financials that we're sending you good, but how are we interacting with you? How are we collecting the data from you? How are we disseminating the data? Where are the pain points? Where do we need to invest when response rate starts going down? These are all part of the experience that become way more important in a world where the service itself is commoditized. The second thing that I hear is that even if the first main product that the industry evolved around is commoditizing, there are all these new adjacent things that you can do. And knowing how and where to evolve also requires like really deep listening to the customer to know where are their opportunities, where are their pain points. And it feels to me like in the service business, even more than in a SaaS business, you really need to be listening to the customers. And my guess is, at least from what we've heard from some of our services customers, is it's even harder to collect the data because you have multiple actual service providers interacting with the customer. So it's not just like CSMs that are talking to the customer or trained and customer first. And so how do you make sure that you are aggregating all of that and making sure that they're listening for these signals and hearing them and then routing them back? So it's actually almost an even harder problem to get that science piece in place.
Nailed it, man. You nailed it.